How are we doing, guys? Moose here, back with episode 36 of our West Ham United career mode. Like I said, we'll be starting off with a huge matchup against Tottenham Hotspur, big London rivals. Not to mention the fact that they also won the league last year, and they are off to a rollicking start in the league yet again. 8 points from their first 4 games has them sitting just a point off the leaders in third, joint third, you should say, while we sit just behind. We have 7 points from our first few games, so that will put us right behind them and right in the thick of things. We come out in our normal diamond formation. We got all our big boys in there, with the exception of Collins is in there because Nkulu is suspended, but we have Oxlade-Chamberlain. We actually have Sacco up front in this game with Valencia. We also have Downing in the hole behind them, Delph and Noble filling out our midfield, so definitely some top players. Spurs, though, with Doumbia up front will be a huge challenge for us. They do have Michel Vorm, who's a very capable Premier League goalkeeper, but he's not Hugo Lloris, who they, of course, had last term, but he has since moved on to Barcelona, so that's a little bit huge for us. And we get a huge break here in the early going. Saka looks to be played through. Davies takes him out, and the referee, what decision is he going to make? You can see it on the scoreboard, and there it is. He gives the red card to the young left-back Ben Davies. It's a tough one for me. Obviously, as the West Ham manager, I am absolutely ecstatic about the referee giving the foul, but it's debatable. Number one, it's obviously a foul. It's obviously a yellow card no matter what. It's a rash challenge. It's a little bit from behind. You could potentially give that. And the other thing is you have to say, he wasn't necessarily the last man back. It's a tough call to make as to whether he was or not. I mean, if Sacco gets around him, he's maybe through, but there's a couple defenders, at least in the general area, that could claim that they were the last man back. So, but for the referee to make that decision, give the call, we'll absolutely take it. Downing not able to punish them from 19 yards in the ensuing free kick, but we are going to be man up for basically 87 minutes, almost the entire game. It's like we started the game with an 11-on-10 advantage, and Spurs do lose one of their defenders as well, so that's fantastic for us. They actually switched to a 3 at the back formation, and we hope to take advantage of that. Huge chance there as we tried to smash one across right in front of Michel Vorm. He doesn't claim it, but Sacco unable to get a toe on it. Tottenham, though, they did show some intuition, some enterprising football coming forward. Holtby there, the man who was on loan last season, has come back to Tottenham and trying to make an impact. He does have a chance, puts it over the top of goal, but Tottenham did have some fight in them. You know, the fact that they didn't go, losing, man down, everything like that. They were, man down pretty much from the start, and they went resolute and tried to work with that and as best they could, and they had to create plenty of chances here. Delph plays a lovely 1-2 to Aaron Cresswell, though. Floats it across the face of goal. Valencia gets a head on. It loops over everyone, gets past Michel Vorm, and no one's able to get back and claim it, smack it away from the goal line, thankfully for us. And Valencia, despite taking a bit of a knock on the play as he comes down awkwardly on his shoulder, he does put the ball in the back of net and gives us a 1-0 lead. So Tottenham do fall behind. Man down, this could be a situation where it's tough to call what you want to do because you're man up. It'd be easy to just kind of close up shop and just play the game out. But with 70-odd minutes to go, it's really tough to do that, especially the way that Tottenham responded, as you'll see as we keep moving through the game. They came back with some fire. Oxlade-Chamberlain here with the ball. He does get dispossessed by a really nice tackle by Kyle Walker. Andros Townsend gets right on the ball. The England man plays it forward to Doumbia. The former CSK Moscow striker comes forward. He gets Adrian to get a little bit out of a position. He steps forward. Not sure if he wanted to try and attack him at the top of the box or let him come to him. And Doumbia just smashes the ball past the Spanish striker and into the back of net. And Tottenham, 10-man Tottenham, just like that, has silenced the Upton Park faithful, with Doumbia's second goal of the Premier League season to level things up at 1-1. And we go about 22 minutes before anything else happens. We get into stoppage time in the first half with Doumbia creating a chance. Floats the ball back to Nasser Chadli, the Belgium international, with a little bit of trickery out there on Aaron Cresswell. Floats it back to Kyle Walker. He makes some space for himself. Floats it into Doumbia, and his header is well saved by a strong hand of Adrian, who just palms it around the post and helps keep things level. And Tottenham, you can see, they're in the ascendancy. They're creating a ton of chances here. Holtby plays a nice 1-2 with Chadley, who's floating down the wings here. Flips it in towards Doumbia, their danger man, who's created a ton of chances. He's made some great movement in the box, allowed himself to be available, and thankfully for us, Adrian is equal to the task yet again. But Sacco played through with a wonderful through ball, Aaron Cresswell. And Sacco, he just hasn't had that finishing touch that he had last season. He scored 15 goals in all competitions for us last season. I think he had 12 or 13 of those in the Premier League. and he's just not able to get anything here for us in this game. A couple of chances there as he floats it wide, and he just can't get in the back of the net. He's had a few chances like that throughout the season where you see he's played himself through, gotten a great scoring position, but he just hasn't been able to put in the back of the net. But Downing played a fantastic game here. He's pulling the strings all over the place, and unluckily for us, he does have his chance saved again by Michel Form. In the 80th minute, though, Jenkinson with a really great job to tackle the ball away, floats it forward to Stuart Downing, looking for another chance. Nice fake shot to get inside the defender, Vertonghen, and Vertonghen grabs him by the shirt, trying to stop Downing as he tries to cut across onto his favored left foot, pulls the man down, and the referee awards a penalty. So another decision that does go our way from the referee, Robert Madley. Fantastic call for us. It's the right call, you have to say. Downing's going in, he's going to smack it on his left peg, and he's pulled down by Vertonghen from behind, nonetheless, completely pulled down, and it has to be called. It's not even a question. Definite penalty. Mark Noble, our captain, our best penalty taker, is on hand to step up and take it, and he just kind of floats it, controls it right into the top left corner, and that was the breakthrough we needed. I'll tell you what, after Spurs scored that equalizer, I was thinking there's no way I can draw this game, and it just kept dragging out and out and out, and I was thinking to myself, we're going to tie. We're going to draw this game in front of our home fans against 10-man Spurs, who's been down 10 men for literally the entire game. And thankfully, Downing, with his relentless pressure, able to get on the ball and win it for us. Carroll then, to put the icing on the cake, goes around Michel Vorm after playing the ball off of a sloppy turnover by Spurs in their own half, literally just after we scored the goal. Andy Carroll, the substitute who had just come on, him and Kiyate came on substitutions as soon as Noble scored that goal. His first touch of the ball allows him to take it away from a Spurs defender. He breaks in on goal. Nice little movement there to get around the oncoming challenge of Michel Form, and he just has the composure to slot the ball in the back of the net. He nearly lets it get away from him, but he gets it around the defender Eriksson and into the back of the net for his second goal. It's a fantastic goal from Andy Carroll to really put things in the bank for us. 3 points, a huge 3 points that we needed to take it home from the title holders, Tottenham Hotspur. Fantastic there. Creswell on a couple throws trying to create some attack. He eventually is able to take advantage of Kyle Walker being down, floats into Ravel Morrison. Morrison with plenty of space to range forward on the Spurs defense, lays it back for Carroll, but his strike towards the back of the net is blocked by Fazio. But that would be all she wrote. 3 points for West Ham United, a huge game for us, and one that really, you have to say, even against a team of Spurs quality who were obviously the title holders from last season, we had to take advantage of them being down that many men. We had enough chances, and we were thankfully able to take just enough of them to get a victory. But you can see, while we held possession because we had the manpower, they had plenty of chances on their own. Mark Noble was the 3-point getter for me in this match. Downing picked up 2, and Aaron Cresswell out on the left fullback position picked up 1. So great games from them all around. Noble, actually, when you looked at the passing, I think he completed 40-odd passes for me, which in a game of FIFA, even when you're playing 15-man halves, is just absurd, which meant he was all over the ball, and of course he did score the deciding goal as well, so fantastic to see. But we get our first scouting report back of the new season. We pick up one signing here, Scott Cox. I actually sent the scout out to look specifically for wingers because I felt we're pretty strong in central midfield. We don't really need any strikers per se, so I thought if we could look for wingers, because I know when you look for wingers, you'll get both midfielders and fullbacks. So I was hoping that we can pick up a solid either winger or fullback. Somebody has depth in the fullback position or depth on the wings would be fantastic. So I thought that would be a good way to look at it. And I also forgot to send the scout out. The reason we haven't got scouting reports for 2 or 3 months was because when his first 9-month trial in England ended, I forgot to send him back out again. But I did remember, and so now we do have our 5-star scout back out in England, looking for some English talent to bring through the Academy of Football at West Ham. So we come into a Capital One Cup fixture next after this, taking on Charlton Athletic, who actually are leading the championship. I checked it out just to see how they were doing, to see what kind of squad I'd be coming up against. They're actually first place in the championship right now. Just, only a month into the season, but the championship's played a fair few more games than the Premier League has at this moment in time. So them being in first, it's a team we do have to contend with. But I put out a line that I thought, even though I have some reserves, some cup players in the team, it's a team that should be able to do the business. I have Wickham partnering up top with Andy Carroll. Thiago's in the lineup. Aaron Cresswell, players of that quality are still in the squad. It should be one that should be able to do the business here. But you can see in our next match we will be taking on Cardiff City, who have returned to the Premier League at home. Nice new thing that we'll see if Cardiff is in real life. Obviously, they've announced that they're going back to wearing blue home kits, which was what they've done for 100 years or however long the club had been in since its inception. But with the new owner Tan, when he came in, he decided to make the club wear red kits at home because it was what he personally favored. He wanted to bring in a new audience. So we will have Cardiff wearing their blue kits, which are technically in the game their away kits. They'll be wearing them at home against us, and we'll save their reds for when they come to the Boleyn. So anyways, we get a couple chances here. Tom Thomas in goal for us like he has been in our cup games. He comes in, makes a real nice save in the past couple highlights, and then Aaron Cresswell has a strike hit save. Morrison tries to strike from distance. We're not been breaking down Charlton here. You can see that the chances we have been trying to take have been from outside the area, but the first time we're able to break in the box, it comes with Andy Carroll. Nice little skill to get around his defender. Plenty of room, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and it's a simple finish for big Andy Carroll. Great one-on-one finish. He shows his composure, his coolness in front of goal yet again, just like he did in the Spurs game. This time, instead of going around the keeper, he just finesses it with his right foot. Arguably, not arguably, but it's definitely his weaker foot, but he shows the quality he does have with a nice finish around the Charlton keeper. Nothing he could do there, and it's a great goal to give us an early 1-0 lead. Good to see Andy Carroll back in the scoring books. He, like many of our strikers actually in the early going, had struggled early on. And there's Aaron Cresswell again. I'll tell you what, he's not Gareth Bale because he doesn't have those attacking stats necessarily. So he's not Gareth Bale, but he feels so good on the ball. Look at him just use that pace. He's so fast. He dips with a nice little technical dribbling ability around a defender. He gets it on goal. He should have scored, to be honest, but he had a rocket of a shot. It was a fantastic save by the Charlton keeper. You have to give him credit. So really nice chance there, but we come forward with a nice little bit of attack here. Joey O'Brien floats the ball out to Ravon Morris on the wing. He turns inside to Morgan Amalfitano, playing right midfield at this moment in time. And Andy Carroll, he scores when he wants. What a goal by Sir Andrew, Lord of Carroll. Fantastic. Morgan Amalfitano just tries to play a little cross in there. We get a bit fortunate that comes off a Charlton defender. It should have been a handball in the box, but it falls to Andy Carroll, and he says, you know what, I'm going to score this goal anyways. Right around the Charlton keeper. Nothing he could do from that tight of range. And Andy Carroll with his second goal of the game, his third in the episode. Fantastic to see him getting on the score sheet as he's really trying to earn his place back because he had lost it to Sacco and Valencia last year. Of course, between the two of them, they had 33 combined goals. Carroll last year scored, 8 or 10. I think he had 8, something of that nature. But he basically turned into a super sub and hadn't been featuring as much. He basically came in whenever we needed a big body. We're trying to come from behind it late in the game. So good to see one of our high-profile signings showing that he does want to be back in the team. And we top off the match with a little cherry on top. Kiyate played in with a beautiful low-driven cross from Matty Jarvis. And he doesn't need the power. He just steers it in the back of the net. He was actually played onside by the Charlton right back. You can see down at the bottom of your screen playing him onside. Simple enough. The keeper comes out just a little bit, and Kiyate just steers it in behind the oncoming keeper. Fantastic goal from the Senegalese. His first in the Capital One Cup, and a goal that's going to essentially push us through. No chance of Charlton coming from behind. A simple 3-0 win at home in front of the Boleyn faithful. Well deserved, I would have to say. It's just a really, really good victory. So fantastic to see that. We clear the ball away after another nice save by Thomas, and that wraps things up. Andy Carroll with another wonderful performance. I'll tell you what, he was unbelievable. He gets the 3 stars from me. Rabiot, our central midfielder that we brought in from PSG, actually gets 2 Moose Mighty Hammer points, and James Tompkins at the back was stellar. I'll tell you what, he's really deserved. He's come in, played really well. He's arguably put himself in the lineup ahead of Winston Reid, and he does get 1 point. You can see he actually earned an 8.4. Rabiot with a 7.7. That's been it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.